Nobody expected a quiet dinner in New York to become the latest chapter in the growing phenomenon surrounding Alex Eala, but that is exactly what happened when the 21-year-old Filipina tennis sensation stepped away from the bright lights of the US Open and into what was supposed to be an ordinary evening in the city. Just hours earlier, the night had carried the sting of defeat. Eala had stepped onto the court for her mixed doubles appearance alongside Canadian star Felix Auger-Aliassime, only to see the match slip away quickly against the experienced pairing of Alina Svitolina and Gael Monfils. In the fast-paced format, there was little time to recover once momentum disappeared, and what began with hope ended with disappointment as Eala and Auger-Aliassime saw their campaign come to an abrupt conclusion. For many athletes, that would have been the end of the story, the kind of night where the bags are packed, the phone is turned off, and the player disappears from public view to process what went wrong. But Alex Eala's journey in New York has never been about following a predictable script. Instead of allowing one difficult result to define her evening, the Filipina star found herself experiencing another side of the tournament, another side of tennis, and ultimately another reminder of just how much her presence now means to fans thousands of miles away from home. The night moved from competition to celebration, from disappointment to inspiration, and eventually from the enormous world of Arthur Ashe Stadium to a restaurant where what should have been a simple meal suddenly became an unforgettable moment for everyone involved. That is the extraordinary reality surrounding Alex Eala right now. She may walk into a venue as a tennis player, but increasingly she leaves as something much bigger, a symbol of Filipino pride, a global sports personality, and a young athlete whose rise is beginning to create moments far beyond the boundaries of a tennis court. The story began with a difficult match, but it did not stay there. After her mixed doubles appearance, Eala remained part of the electric atmosphere surrounding the US Open, soaking in the experience of being in New York during one of the biggest events in world tennis. Then came another moment that reminded everyone that before Alex Eala became one of the most recognizable young names in the sport, she was also a fan of the game herself. She was seen enjoying the tennis spectacles surrounding the tournament and embracing the rare opportunity to experience legendary figures and major moments from a perspective that few young athletes ever get to enjoy. It was a striking contrast to the pressure of competition only hours earlier. One moment she had been fighting for every point under the spotlight, and the next she was able to step back, breathe, and appreciate the sport that helped shape her entire journey. That ability to move forward may be one of the most important parts of Eala's rise. Tennis can be brutally unforgiving. A player can spend weeks preparing for an event and see a campaign end in less than an hour. There is no hiding from the scoreboard, no teammate to take over the responsibility, and no easy way to erase a disappointing result. Yet, the biggest names in the sport learn that a loss is only one moment in a much longer story. For Eala, New York became an example of exactly that. The result was disappointing, but the night continued. The experience continued. And before long, the focus had shifted from the scoreboard to something nobody inside a Manhattan restaurant could have predicted. Eala eventually headed out for dinner, expecting nothing more than a chance to relax after an eventful day. But once word began to spread that the Filipina star was in the area, the atmosphere changed dramatically. What was supposed to be a quiet meal suddenly became a gathering point for excited fans. Phones came out. Requests for photographs began. Conversations filled with disbelief spread through the venue, and the people around her were reminded of something that has become increasingly clear throughout Eala's recent rise. Wherever she goes, Filipino fans are watching. From major tennis stadiums to public appearances, and now even a restaurant in New York, the connection between Alex Eala and her supporters has grown into something that extends far beyond the normal relationship between an athlete and an audience. She represents possibility. She represents visibility. And for a community that has followed her journey from her earliest days, simply seeing her in person can feel like being part of a much larger story. The reaction inside the restaurant was not just about meeting a famous athlete. It was about what that athlete represents. Alex Eala is carrying the hopes and attention of millions of people while still navigating the challenges of being a young player trying to establish herself at the highest level of professional tennis. That combination makes moments like this especially powerful. On the court, fans watch her fight through pressure, chase victories, and compete against some of the biggest names in the sport. Away from the court, they see someone who still appears approachable, someone who can sit down for dinner in New York and suddenly find herself surrounded by supporters who simply want to share a moment with her. And then came another unexpected encounter that gave the night an even more memorable twist. actress Shuvi Estrada crossed paths with Eala in New York, creating an impromptu meeting between two Filipino personalities from completely different worlds. One has built her name through entertainment, the other through international sport, but in that moment, both were simply Filipinos meeting thousands of miles away from home. The photographs quickly became part of the conversation online, with fans celebrating the unexpected encounter and reacting to the excitement surrounding two familiar faces representing the Philippines on very different stages. The warmth of the moment was impossible to miss. There was no carefully planned media event, no official press conference, and no major promotional campaign behind it. It was spontaneous, and perhaps that is exactly why fans connected with it so strongly. In an age when every celebrity appearance can feel manufactured, this was simply an unexpected meeting that captured a genuine reaction. Social media quickly turned the encounter into another talking point, and the message from fans was clear. Seeing Filipinos succeed internationally, whether in entertainment, sports, or any other field, remains a source of enormous pride. For Eala, the moment became another example of how rapidly her public profile is expanding. Not long ago, she was primarily known to dedicated tennis followers and fans who had closely tracked her junior career. Today, her appearances can generate conversations far beyond traditional tennis circles. Her matches attract attention, her milestones create national celebrations, and even a casual night out can become a viral talking point. That is the Alex Eala effect, and New York offered perhaps one of the clearest examples yet. The city is used to celebrities. It is used to famous athletes, actors, musicians, and public figures walking through restaurants, hotels, and major events. But there was something different about the reaction surrounding Eala. The excitement was deeply personal. Filipino fans did not simply see a tennis player sitting down for dinner. They saw someone carrying their flag into one of the most demanding individual sports in the world. They saw a young woman who had spent years working her way through junior tournaments, professional events, difficult defeats, breakthrough victories, and the relentless pressure of rising expectations. Every new stage of her career has brought a larger audience, and every new audience has added another layer to the phenomenon surrounding her. That is why the events of the evening felt larger than the setting itself. A restaurant became a meeting place. A chance encounter became a celebration. A disappointing result became only the opening scene of a much more memorable night. And perhaps that is the most important lesson from Alex Eala's New York experience. Athletes are often judged entirely by results. Win, and the headlines celebrate you. Lose, and the attention quickly moves elsewhere. But a career is never built on one match alone. It is built through resilience, personality, connection, and the ability to continue moving forward when the spotlight is not shining in your favor. Eala's response to disappointment was not to pretend the loss did not matter. Every competitor wants to win, especially on a Grand Slam stage. But she also refused to allow that one result to consume an entire experience. She continued to embrace the moment, enjoy the atmosphere, and connect with the people around her. That perspective matters because the road ahead remains long. The US Open is only one chapter in a career that still appears to have enormous room for growth. Every tournament brings new challenges, new opponents, and new opportunities. There will be victories that produce headlines and defeats that test her confidence. There will be moments when the expectations surrounding her feel overwhelming, especially as her popularity continues to grow. But nights like this may offer a reminder of why the journey matters in the first place. Alex Eala is not competing only for ranking points or prize money. She is competing because she loves the sport, because she has spent years chasing the dream of reaching the highest level, and because every step she takes forward creates another moment of inspiration for young players watching from the Philippines and around the world. The image of her leaving the court after a difficult result, and then later finding herself surrounded by fans in New York tells the story perfectly. The scoreboard may have delivered disappointment, but the support remained. The match ended, but the excitement did not. The pressure disappeared for a few hours, and in its place came something much more human. Laughter, photographs, unexpected meetings, and a reminder that success can sometimes be measured in more ways than a final score. For the restaurant staff and diners who witnessed the scene, it was an unexpected glimpse into the power of modern sports stardom. For the fans, it was a chance to see one of their heroes up close. And for Eala, it was another reminder that she is no longer simply a promising young player quietly making her way through professional tennis. She has become a major sporting figure with a following that travels with her, physically and emotionally, wherever the journey takes her. From the roar of Arthur Ashe Stadium to the quieter corners of New York City, the same story keeps repeating itself. Someone spots Alex Eala. Word begins to spread. Fans gather. Cameras appear. And an ordinary moment suddenly becomes something much bigger. That kind of attention brings pressure, of course. Every athlete dreams of recognition, but recognition also changes the way a player moves through the world. Privacy becomes more difficult. Expectations become louder. Every match is analyzed, every appearance discussed, and every setback can become a headline. Yet Eala continues to find herself at the center of this growing wave because her story has connected with people in a way that statistics alone cannot explain. Her rise is about tennis, but it is also about representation. It is about a Filipina athlete stepping onto stages where very few from her country have stood before. It is about young fans seeing someone from their own community compete against the best players in the world and believing that they might one day do the same. That is why even a casual encounter in New York can generate so much excitement. It is not really about the restaurant. It is not even entirely about the photograph or the celebrity meeting. It is about the feeling behind the moment. Thousands of miles from the Philippines, two Filipino public figures crossed paths, fans celebrated, and for a brief moment New York became another stage for Filipino pride. As Eala looks ahead to the next challenge, that support will continue following her. The mixed doubles result is now part of the past. The disappointment will be studied, lessons will be taken, and attention will shift toward whatever comes next. That is how professional tennis works. There is always another practice session, another opponent, another match, and another opportunity to create a new story. But the events of this remarkable night will remain a reminder that Alex Eala's impact is growing far beyond her results. Her journey in New York moved from competition to heartbreak, from heartbreak to inspiration, and from inspiration to an unexpected celebration with fans who simply could not contain their excitement at seeing her in person. And perhaps that is the real headline. Alex Eala did not need to win a match that night to remind people of her growing influence. She only needed to walk through the door. The reaction did the rest. The restaurant filled with energy. Fans reached for their phones. An unexpected meeting created another viral moment. And the young Filipina star once again showed that her presence is becoming an event in itself. That is a powerful position for any athlete, especially one still so early in her professional journey. The question now is not whether the attention surrounding Alex Eala will continue. It almost certainly will. The real question is how far this story can go. How many more stadiums will she fill? How many more records can she chase? How many more young players will look at her journey and decide to pick up a racket for the first time? New York may have delivered one difficult result on the court, but away from the baseline, it delivered something equally revealing. Alex Eala's star power is real, her connection with fans is growing stronger, and wherever she goes, the Eala effect seems ready to follow. From the intensity of the US Open to an unexpected celebration over dinner, this was more than just another night in New York. It was another sign that one of the Philippines' brightest sporting stars is becoming impossible to ignore. And if this is what happens when Alex Eala simply goes out for a meal, imagine what could happen when the next big victory arrives. The tennis world is watching, the Philippines is watching, and the story of Alex Eala is still only beginning. So as the spotlight turns toward her next challenge, one thing is already clear. Whether she is walking onto a packed tennis court or simply stepping into a restaurant for dinner, Alex Eala is no longer arriving unnoticed. The moment she appears, the excitement begins, and the next chapter of the Eala effect is already waiting to be written.